A new caravan is about to start. And share the video on Getter. We're live only on Getter. I tried a couple of times on Instagram, but people on Instagram, they are not sharing. So I am not going to continue going live on Instagram. I tried. You guys, it take a long time. So I'm just going to continue with my platforms. We are live at Facebook. We are live at YouTube. And also we are live at Getter, bringing you guys live coverage of this uh, crisis that is occurring right here at the south border in Tapachula, where you got thousands of migrants that they are waiting right here for a response from the Institute National of Immigration of Mexico to see if they're going to give them the humanitarian visa or the visa of transit. But people, they just denied that. They just said, no, we are not going to give you no multiple migration form for you. Uh, None of the above. They're going to give them a multiple migration form. They are not going to give them not only the multiple migration form, but they're not going to give them no humanitarian visa. They told them that if they're going to give or they're going to get something of a permit, they need to go to COMAR. The COMAR is the Commission of Refugees, and the Commission of Refugees has a process. You go over there. We were there right there in the morning where we had a small discussion with a United Nations official from the Commission of Refugees, and ultimately that you need to go over there first to the Commission of Refugees, get an appointment that it lasts around 2 to 3 months. After you get an appointment that lasts 2 to 3 months, they will assign you an appointment after 2 to 3 months for you to go and get assigned. And then after that, after you get assigned with an appointment, they will give you the ability to go to the multiple migration form regulation of documents, and that is here where we have more than 4,000 people. Now that is what the migrants don't want. The migrants, they don't want to wait 2 to 3 months. They want the immediate process. Oh my God, I'm so tired of saying this, but please, in YouTube, can you guys share the live feed? Can you guys like the video and share the video? Sometimes I get bothered, really. But we're live at Getter. We got more than 150 people at Getter. Thank you for sharing at Getter. Getter is the platform, really. At YouTube, a lot of people are getting censored, and our platform is getting censored. So this is the current situation, the actual situation. The migrants have had it. They're tired. And today they just communicated that they are going to move out on a caravan today after 12 o'clock. I don't, personally, on my experience, I don't think that is a good idea. After 12 o'clock, no, I don't think that is a good idea. And I will tell you why. The heat, the weather, it is horrible today. It is really bad. The weather is really hot. And if they're going to move on a caravan after 12 o'clock and 12 o'clock in the evening, whew, my God, the children, you already heard the quantity of children. They have more than 600 children on this caravan, and it is not going to be a pretty sight. They got more than 1,300 women and almost plus 2,125 men. I believe so that those are the quantities that they're managing. These are precarious circumstances which the migrants are waiting here for days on the sun, without no resources, without no water. Where are all these international organizations that they pander so much to helping and to be humanitarian? You don't see the United Nations, you don't see UNICEF, you don't see none of the above doing and saying something about it. And, and we're still having this humongous problem. ¿Podemos ir hasta enfrente? Sí. Sí. And I will go all the way to the front and I will explain what is happening right now in front of the camera. I will translate what is happening in front of the camera. This is denigrating to, look at this, a child getting dressed in the middle of the street, in the middle of trash, a child that is sick. Yesterday, it was a thunderstorm. It rained a lot. A lot of people were here waiting on the rain, and it was really bad conditions. You have the only an organization that is Jesuitas, that is, I don't even know how to translate it. Jesuits organization. This type of organizations are the ones that they are providing, habilitating, and buenas tardes. And they are practically, buenos días, perdón. Look at all these people sitting down on the floor. I'm gonna go all the way to the front. This is where they rushed the National Guard afterwards. And I am going to go all the way to the front to you guys show you how it looks. Again, this situation is getting really bad, and it is not, they're not helping at all. Let me just flip the camera right here, and I will explain a little bit of what is going to happen, because we need to get prepared now for a caravan. That is the next thing. For us to get prepared, Irali, Juan, ¿ya la viste? Es el iguana, mira, está arriba. ¿A poco andan sueltos así esos animales aquí? No más. There's, uh, there's an iguana right here, and I was really surprised. And Juan just told me that it's normal over here. You see a lot of those animals right here. So let me just flip the camera right here so I can explain what is going on. Let me flip the camera right here at Getter. Flip the camera on Getter. And we are flip the camera on YouTube. How's everybody doing? Thank you so much for joining in. I'm Oscar Blue for Border Network News, correspondent for Real America's Voice News and the Wendy Bell of Radio Network. We are live from the south border of Tapachula, where it has been announced. This is the reason why we came over here. It's been 5 days of hard work and the consistency of broadcasting for the United States of America and for our country of Mexico, and also for everybody in the world that is watching, how a caravan conforms and how the animosity between two authorities, that is the Institute of National Immigration and the National Guard, with the migrants, how it's slowly collapsing little by little, and how that collapsation, how it measures and how it trickles to conform a caravan. The most denigrating thing that I can say about this right now, it is the international organizations. That those are the ones that I am extremely, I've never been shocked, because I know that they are for just their agenda. As for it is the United Nations, as for it is, all these international organizations. They never helped. And when they do helped, they only helped for you to move forward. They don't help you for you to create a better pathway. They don't help you for you to understand that basically that is not the way. The way is not walking consistently for municipal cities under humidity and under horrible conditions where kids and migrants suffer the consequences. That is not the way. So these international organizations that a lot of these incompetent liberals called George Soros a philanthropist, these organizations, they're not here right now. I don't see them right now. So as you heard, one of the leaders of the caravan right now, of the new caravan, again, for everybody that is watching, one of the leaders of the caravan, again, I asked them this question. What message do you send to all these international organizations? The same ones, people, that created this global compact on migration, the same ones, those ones are the ones that they are not here. So I said, what message do you send to those people, to those organizations that particularly right now they're not here? And they said they're inhuman. They don't have a heart. They now realize that they have been cheated, mistreated, and also they have been lied to. This is where I get so mad, because this is the point that is not supposed to be the point of interaction. The point of interaction with the migrants is supposed to be when they're migrating outside of the limitations of their country. And that is where the United Nations needs to be, because they created this global compact, right? So they're the ones, you're the one that is responsible for this. So they're supposed to be outside of the limitations of their country, telling them how to migrate and the process and the dangers that they're going to go through. But no, they're not there. They let them go, they let them walk. And when they get to Mexico, and when they realize that there is a process, and when they realize that there is a horrible situation of inhuman treatment, and also not only that, that they knew the conditions that they were going to face, they only understand that they have been lied to. These organizations only are using humans. It is the new human slavery. And it's sadly to say it like that, people. It is sadly to say it like that, but it's slavery today. And a lot of people are taking advantage of this. That is the coyotes, that is the traffickers, that is bad governments, migrants themselves, they are taking advantage of this. A lot of them, they're abusing asylum systems. There's a lot of infiltrated people that they are ultimately causing damage to the countries. They're affecting communities. It is not to damage the integrity of the migrants or the vulnerabilities of some migrants that they also have a legitimate case of asylum, but the ones that they don't, the ones that they're causing damages, the ones that they're infiltrated by other governments, those ones, they exist right here. And a lot of them, I didn't have the time to say this more often, but a lot of them, they are petitioning to stay in Mexico. A few of them, they give up on the American dream and they say, you know what, it is not fair for me to be in these conditions. Why am I staying on this condition? So I'll wait right here in Tapachula to get my humanitarian permit, my humanitarian transit permit, and I'll stay in Mexico. And I'll create a life in Mexico. And I'll manage to stay in Mexico and do whatever I can to be in Mexico, right? But ultimately, it is a disgusting way to find out things when you are playing with human lives. These are the globalists. These are the elitists. These are the organizations that they're always playing with human lives. There's a really graphic video on my Facebook page that I am not going live in Facebook for, and I'm trying to stay away from Facebook, please. People, stop asking me why I'm not going live on Facebook because I'm not going to touch that platform. It has the most disgusting censorship. But they are right here, children. And when you are walking, and right now we are going to face it again, we are going to walk again on another caravan. Sadly, we are going to walk again on another caravan, putting people at harm, putting people at risk, and also children walking in the middle of the heat. We don't want to see that. That's the thing that we don't want to see. That's the thing that really I don't want to see. Nobody wants to see children walking for miles and miles and kilometers. Nobody wants to see that. Who else wants to see that now? Nobody wants to see that. But they put the predicament on these people. But let me tell you something. There's another thing that these migrants know, that there's a process to enter the country of Mexico. And the process, apparently, as we were right there in the morning at the Comar, that is the Commission of Refugees, the process is to go first to the Commission of Refugees, get an appointment for you to come over here to the Station of Regulation of Documents. That appointment will last 2 to 3 months. After you get the appointment in 2 to 3 months, you will get the multiple migration form or you will get the visa of transit. Now, what the migrants are saying, we don't want to wait the 3 months. We just want to get here and go. Sadly, the law of Mexico says the opposite. The law of Mexico is saying you got to wait 3 months and you got to do this process first. But the thing is that they're saying that they need to accelerate this process and that there is people that they can accelerate this process and they got the personnel. But why these organizations as the Institute of National Immigration, they're not accelerating the process? Why they're stuck? Because they don't have no paper? Because the system is down? Because the system has collapsed? And who has collapsed this system? Who has made this problem exacerbate? And I will tell you, plain and simple, open borders. You have an open border, you will immediately collapse. It is a domino effect. If you had a regulated border, and if you had a border that it was controlled, it will be completely different. Now, the other factor, if you don't have a regulated border, and if you don't have that, well, there's traffickers and smugglers that they will take advantage of the humanitarian life, and they will ultimately now, not only that, but they will basically start making a lot of money out of it. And that is the other factor that is incentivized by the Biden administration. It is a reality. These globalists, these open border policies are the ones that they're contaminating the world. These open border policies, they are the ones that they're contaminating the world. There's no other. You can sing to me a beautiful song and tell me, oh no, that is not true. You can tell me all these other opposite things that is not true, but I'm seeing what I'm seeing. This is why we walk. This is why we cover these humongous broadcasts about caravans. It is not that easy to just pick up your phone and just like be like, I'm going on a broadcast and it's gonna be a happy day. No, it's not. It is not like that. It is so hurtful to see it because you're seeing people that they're walking, being cheated, being lied to, and also the children. So these globalists, they don't care about humanitarian life. They don't care about the working class. They don't care about law and order, constitution. They do not care about anything. Let me see. And yes, that is a fact. Lupe Delgadillo, migrantes viviendo en los parques. Let me say this in Spanish real quick for my audience. There's somebody addressing me on Spanish. Sí, desafortunadamente, estas organizaciones internacionales que crearon estos pactos globales de migración ahora no se ven donde el centro de la epidemia, de la catástrofe sucede, ¿no? Donde tienen que estar para ayudar, no están. Se encuentran en medio de la selva en Panamá empujando a que sigas. Pero ¿por qué no están entre las limitaciones de Venezuela? Cuando sale de Venezuela el migrante dice, de aquí no puedo, ¿dónde voy? ¿Qué hago? El proceso, explíquenmelo, ¿cómo va a ser? ¿Por qué no se encuentran ahí? Lo único que hacen es incentivizar más al crimen organizado, al traficante, al coyote, el cual se toma de estas ventajas y el cual sigue aprovechando y traficando hacia el norte. Y ahora no les queda de otra más que la opción de caminar en una caravana que verdaderamente el calor, las circunstancias, es algo inhumano hacer esto, pero no les queda otra circunstancia más que hacer eso. Ahora, el otro lado malo de la moneda es que hay mucha gente infiltrada dentro de estos grupos que son agitadores, que hay gente buena, hay gente mala, pero hay gente con casos legítimos de asilo, y eso no está en nosotros de decirlo, es en la autoridad. Por eso se ocupa un filtro inmediato en cada frontera. Y es una realidad, y ellos mismos lo han dicho. Going back to English. This is the reality of what is happening. Please, I'm not going to repeat myself all the time. And YouTube, can you please hit that bell button and like that bell button and hit that like button on YouTube so we can break those algorithms and we can get more people on the live feed. Buy Me a Coffee is on the top link. It's on the chat. It's pinned on the chat. If you guys like to contribute to our independent reporting and travel fund in YouTube, Buy Me a Coffee is right there. Thank you so much for joining in. We're going to change the camera and we're going to walk now again to the camp so you guys can see the conditions that they are right now living. And we're going to go and have some breakfast and plan how we are going to do this. Because apparently they're going to walk after 12 o'clock, and it is not going to be a pretty sight. So let us just walk, continue to walk right here under these circumstances, and listen. Vámonos ya. Let us see how this is going to be handled. This is the barricade. You got 11 National Guard officials that they're basically blocking this entrance. 12. Muchas gracias, muchachos. 12 National Guard officials that they're basically blocking the entrance. You got children right here in the middle of the heat. And that these people are dying of water right here on the sidewalk, waiting for a response by the International Immigration to see if they're going to get something or they're going to do something. But ultimately, the response has been the opposite. And there's people that have been waiting here on the heat for days. They're tired, and when you are in these kind of atmosphere, they are tired now. They don't want to be on camera. They don't want to be shown. They don't want nothing. They don't want to do nothing with social media, mainstream media. They don't want to do nothing. They just want to go. They're really tired. They're really tired. They're exhausted. They don't want to do nothing. So let's see how this planifies and how this moves on forward. Today, we're about to go and sit down and do our planification to see how this is going to move and how this is going to happen. Let's see how this moves forward. As for me, I can tell you that again, it is going to be planified to walk again, as they are just declaring another caravan that is going to leave. Where is your hat for the sun? Oh, as soon as we start walking on the caravan, we're going to have to get one. There's no other option but to get it. So we're about to end this live feed as a new caravan is going to start. Again, we don't know exactly the time that they're going to leave. They're getting organized groups by groups. Let's see how this continues to evolve during the day. The smell, it is just, whew, it's not good at all. And the conditions that they are, it's just precarious conditions where they don't have no place to do their necessities. So you can imagine the smell of thousands. They are doing their necessities around the block. We're going to go live later on this evening. Getter is our main platform now. Really extremely disappointed on Facebook and YouTube. Although I said that in YouTube I will go live if something breaking news was going to be in. The breaking news is that we are announcing that there is a new caravan that is about to leave. We're going to be broadcasting soon. God bless you all. Stay safe, and like we always say, peace and love. Because always your country is first. God bless.